Hi guys, welcome to this tutorial for the MetaHuman customization system and how you can combine it to, or rather integrate it to the advanced locomotion system version 4.0. So just to begin with, I am on the demo level of the advanced locomotion system. We can just click play to see what we get here. We get a mannequin character with the advanced locomotion system working with it, and obviously there's a few AIs over there, and what we're going to try to do is we're going to add our customization system to this along with our MetaHuman, so that we can use it with this animation system. So I'm just exit play there. And the process we're going to use, we're just going to be copying all the blueprint functionality for the MetaHuman customization system, as well as our MetaHuman characters to this main character blueprint here. Okay, this is found under Advanced Locomotion V4 Blueprints, Character Logic, AI. Just Character Logic, ALS and MVP Character Logic. So this is the blueprints that we are going to be adding our customization functionality as well as our MetaHumans to. Okay, usually I prefer to use the original MetaHuman blueprint and just parent it to a character blueprint like this, which already has character logic in it. But animation retargeting, for some reason, does not work. At least not when I tried it. So what we'll do instead is we'll use the method that is actually demonstrated in this tutorial here by Native Coder on YouTube. It's called UE5 AOS Easy MetaHuman Integration new method. Okay, so basically what I just use this technique, and mainly the main thing that we need to get out of this tutorial, if you do decide to watch it, is the retargeting setup. Okay, I'll talk about that later on in the video, but if you do not want to watch that tutorial, I will provide a download link to the retargeter, and you can just download that and add it to your project files, so that you do not have to do the entire retargeting process on your own, in case it might be complicated for you. So if you want to get those files, they are linked in the description, the pinned comment. There should be a Google Drive link there that will get you basically this folder right here, ALS retarget, okay, which has these two files in it, IK mannequin, RTG mannequin. Okay, so if you download that, if you do not want to download it, you can just follow the tutorial at the point in the video where I tell you to follow the tutorial or add the files. But actually you should add the files straight from the beginning. The only thing you should keep in mind is that you should already have ALS, or Advanced Locomotion System V4. You should already have it installed to your project, and you should also already have the Meta Customization System installed to your project, as well as a MetaHuman installed to your project, so that this does not give you any errors of missing files, because it refers to MetaHuman files and it refers to the skeletons in the advanced locomotion system. Okay, so anyway, if you do not plan on following that tutorial, please download these files and add them to your project now, as long as you have already added ALS and the Meta Customization System, as well as the MetaHuman to your project. Okay, so once you've downloaded the files in the link, just drop the zip file into this destination. Okay, from the root of your project, you go into content folder, open up the MetaHuman customization system folder, and open up or not really open up, create a new folder. Okay, create a new folder, call it ALS_retarget, You press enter. For me, because it already exists, it's going to refuse. Okay, but do that. Open up the folder, paste the downloaded file in here, and right click on it and extract here. Okay, you won't get this error. I get this error because I'm already using the files. Okay, but what it will do is it will drop these two files into that folder, and they should appear in your content browser. Okay, but keep in mind that these files are for Unreal Engine 5.4, so you will have to be using Unreal Engine 5.4 in order for this to actually work. Okay, so once you have those two files in there, we can now begin working on the project. If you are using Unreal Engine 5.3, then I advise you follow the tutorial. You follow this tutorial so that you can make your own retargeter. Okay, it's not that complicated, but just in case you don't want to have to do that, I have provided the files. So now let's get started. So as I said, you should already have the meta customization system installed and your meta humans installed. Make sure they are fully set up to work with the meta customization system. If you have not fully set up the meta humans to work with the meta customization system, please do that first by watching the tutorials, especially 1 through 4. Okay, the meta customization system tutorial 1 to part 4. Okay, so that your meta humans are fully set up. Okay, and from there you can proceed with what I'm now going to start doing. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're going to get this character. Okay, I'll find it in the content browser. We're going to open it up. We're just going to have it open there. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up a MetaHuman. Okay, so go to the MetaHumans folder, choose a MetaHuman. I'm going to choose one MetaHuman I have already installed here. Okay, I'm going to assume you already know how to install MetaHumans. Okay, so this isn't a MetaHuman installation tutorial. Please, if you do not know how to do that, follow the setup for the meta customization system, the setup tutorials from part 1 all the way through part 4, and you will be at this stage. Okay. So yeah, we've opened up a MetaHuman here, and we're going to go to the viewport. We're going to find our MetaHuman body. My MetaHumans might look a little bit different because they do have some extra textures set up there. So anyway, first thing I want you to do is I want you to find the body of your MetaHuman. So you can either click on it here or you can click on it in the Components tab. Whilst it's highlighted, click on Find, or rather Browse to FTOR Narrow Body in Content Browser. Click that button. Choose that file, and well, we could do it one by one by adding them here, but there's actually a faster method. What we're going to do instead is I don't really know if this is supposed to be here. I've never seen this before, but anyway, we'll leave it there. Yeah, well, what we're going to do instead is we're going to highlight from body, or rather from root all the way down to the face and LOD sync. Yeah, highlight all of that so that we don't do them one by one. We could just do them all at once. Highlight all of that, copy it, go to ALS Animan, and over the mesh, okay, over the mesh, just right click and click on paste. Okay, so that hasn't done what I actually wanted. The intention is to parent the root to the mesh. Okay, so once this is pasted, I will just do that manually. Click on the root, drag with everything highlighted. Okay, start from the body, highlight from the body, click and drag, and drop it on the mesh. Okay, make sure the message drop here to attach the selected components has appeared. and let go over the mesh. And this will parent all of these actors to, or rather all of these components to the mesh. Okay. And the next thing that you want to do is grab the face and drop it over the body. Okay, so that the face is parented to the body. And there are some assets which did not come along. Those are the ones that I'm looking at now: the eyelashes, the fuzz, the eyebrows, the hair, and mustache. Okay, so what we should have done is we should have opened this folder and highlighted them all together. But since we didn't do that, we'll just do it at once. We'll just do it separately all at once. Highlight all of that, copy, and over the face, paste it there. Although I probably won't parent automatically. It's parented to the body, so just click and drag to the face while they are highlighted so that they are parented to the face. Okay, so got that there. And I cannot see the face mesh because it's actually in the wrong position. If you look in the viewport there, it's in the wrong position, so we'll have to position it. And the body is also in the wrong position, so we'll have to position that as well. Okay, that usually happens because the information in the MetaHuman blueprint is different from that in the position information is different from what we have here in the AOS blueprint. In AOS, the mesh is positioned at -92, whereas in the MetaHuman, it's positioned 0. Okay, as you can see. So we have to position it correctly. So click on the body where it's 92, press 0, so that it's set to 0. Rotation, set it to 0 as well. Let's just set everything to 0. All the numbers you see here, set them all to 0. Okay, do the same for the head. So click on the face, 92, set that to 0. Rotation, set it to 0. 0, 0, everything out. 0, everything out. And you're going to have to do this for each and every mesh. Okay. Some of the meshes you cannot see in here. Actually, we haven't dragged them to the body yet. So grab the legs, grab the torso, grab the feet. I do not know why they're named 1. So just rename them to torso. It seems there's another torso in this. Let's search for torso here. I'm guessing it's in the parent blueprint. So this is going to give us errors when we're copying over the customization functionality. So just know in advance that where it says torso 1 and where it says feet 1, we're going to get some errors when we're compiling later on. So we're going to have to fix those errors later on. Since we cannot rename this, it says the variable is already in use. That means the parent to AOS Animan character BP already has a feet and a torso variable in there. Okay, so for now we can't do anything about that. So we're just going to ignore it. We're just going to highlight all of these and parent them to the body. So just click and drag these, parent them to the body. Okay. Once they're parented to the body, set the position correctly. Position is currently 184 for the feet. Set it to 0. Let's double check in the MetaHuman blueprint just to make sure the position is 0. Okay, yes, should be 0. Do the same for the torso. Set it to, well, since they're all highlighted, it means we've already set all of them to 0. But just check with them one by one to make sure you've set everything. I'm going to highlight them again. Feet has not, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we're going to highlight them again. Set the rotation to 0. Okay. In case you didn't understand everything I did, I simply just highlighted everything I moved and set it all to 0. Okay. Do the same for the eyebrows, the hair, the mustache, the beard, the fuzz, the eyelashes, basically every asset you copied over from the MetaHuman. Make sure everything is set to 0. I cannot stress how important this is. If you do not do it, you find that maybe your MetaHuman's hair is floating out in space. Maybe your MetaHuman's beard is floating out in space, stuff like that. So make sure everything is set to 0. Okay, so I have made sure that everything on my MetaHuman is set to 0. And this basically adds my MetaHuman to the ALS Animan blueprint. Okay, so I'll compile that, and I'll basically have my MetaHuman in there, but it won't be animated. So if I click on play here, as you can see, my MetaHuman blueprint is there, but if I click on play, my MetaHuman is not animated. And of course, I've got my Animan mannequin there overlapping my MetaHuman, so I will have to do something about that. But before we do anything about that, the most important thing we have to do right now is get the MetaHuman animated. So I'm going to open up the files which I asked you to copy in the beginning, together with a MetaHuman animation blueprint. Okay, so we'll open the MetaHuman animation blueprint first. Click on your MetaHumans folder and type RTG. Okay, and look for both these files. Open up RTG MetaHuman. I think everything is okay in there. So just open up RTG MetaHuman base skeleton. So now this looks a little bit strange in here. That's because I've got body customization set to work with my MetaHuman body. Okay, so do not worry about how it looks there. Yours might look the same if you've already got body customization set up to work with your MetaHuman as well. Okay, so anyway, once you've opened up RTG MetaHuman base skeleton and in BP, what I want you to do next is I want you to click on retarget pose from mesh. Okay, and I want you to find the files which I asked you to download and save to your project. If you have followed the tutorial instead, then you will know what to do here on your own. Okay, if you have followed the tutorial that I recommended, that is UE5 ALS Easy MetaHuman Integration New Method. Okay, that tutorial tells you to click on the retarget pose from mesh and tells you to add the retarget to the IK retarget asset. So what that looks like is if you have already added the files, that will be this file here, RTG mannequin. Okay, so within this blueprint, just click on use selected asset from content browser. This will have a different asset in it by default. By default, it will be RTG MetaHuman, I do believe. Yeah, by default, it will be RTG MetaHuman. Okay, but what we are adding is RTG mannequin. So you just click on that component with the RTG mannequin highlighted, and you add it from the constant browser by clicking this button here, and you save and compile, and you should be ready with that file. Okay, so the next thing you do is you will go to your MetaHuman folder once again, type RTG, and click on RTG MetaHuman base skeleton and in BP, and now go to ALS Animan. That is in advanced locomotion, blueprints, character logic. Disable the filter there in the search. Open up ALS Animan. Click on your MetaHuman and find RTG MetaHuman, which we just modified. Okay, find it in content browser by clicking on the find content browser button. make sure it's highlighted RTG MetaHuman Base Scale Anim BP. And go back to AOS Anim Man Character Blueprint and add that to the Anim class. Okay, make sure animation mode is on Use to Animation Blueprint and add it there. And that should get your MetaHuman's animation working. As you can see, it now has the same pose as the Anim Man. Now click on the mesh, okay, the Anim Man mesh, this blue guy. It's called mesh in here. And then type hidden and set hidden in game to true. And just to make sure that this keeps updating even though it's hidden, just to make sure the animation keeps updating, type refresh. Okay, that should get you visibility based anim tick. Okay, it's set to always tick and refresh bones. Okay, make sure that it's set to always tick and refresh bones. By default in this blueprint, that is set to true. In case it is not, what you type here instead is visibility based anim. Okay, by default in most blueprints it's set to always tick. So in case it's set to always tick, just make sure you set it to always tick, pose, and refresh bones so that the animations will always work, even if the character is hidden. Now, when you click on play, your MetaHuman is now working with the system. Okay. So we now use MetaHumans in here. One thing you should know is that all the blueprints with the AIs will also change to MetaHumans. So you're probably going to have to modify these blueprints to either go back to the Anim Man mesh or to use different MetaHumans. Okay. But that's a story for another day. So yeah, now that we've got our MetaHumans working, the next thing we want to do is we want to add the customization system to this character blueprint. Okay, so what we need to do in order to do that is keep this character blueprint open. I think we can close the entire window here, so we close everything that we don't need, and then just open this again so that we only have this. Okay. So this is the second part, which is a little bit more complicated. One of the major reasons it's going to be complicated is, of course, because of our naming here. It would not allow me to name the torso to just torso, and it would not allow me to name the feet to just feet. Okay, so we're going to get some errors when we add our MetaHuman customization system blueprints to this file. So let's start that process and then we'll fix the errors. So what I want you to do now is I want you to go to the Meta Customization System folder. I want you to open up under Meta Styler. I want you to open up Blueprints, and I want you to open up BP Female. Okay, this is what's going to link our Meta Styler for changing our MetaHuman's clothing and some of the other customization features, such as the skin and the MetaHuman heads and all the rest of that. The logic is within this file. Okay, so open up BP Female. You have all of these blueprints here, blueprint information here. I want you to select all of this except for where it says do not copy, okay? And except for event begin play, because we are not going to be using event begin play. In fact, it's going to mess up our blueprint if we copy that, okay? So let's begin the process. I'm just going to make this window a little bit more visible. Before we've copied this functionality, we're going to copy these variables in order to avoid some errors, okay? So copy eye color. We have to do this one by one because we can't highlight more than one variable at once. So copy eye color, right click and copy, paste it under variables over here. Right click and paste. So we've got eye color there. Let's do the same for everything else. Copy the second one, paste it under variables. Let's copy the third one, hair color. Let's copy that, paste it under the variables. And let's copy lot customization index. Let's paste it under the variables. And that should be all on that part. Okay. And actually, I've just thought of a way that we can avoid the errors that I am expecting to get from this name being different from this name. Okay. Feet 1 in ALS, feet in the original blueprint we're copying from. So what we can do in order to avoid that error is we can rename these variables in advance. Okay. So that we keep the original variable names, what I suggest you do is I suggest you make a duplicate of this, female 1. Okay, save it, close down the original, which we've been copying from, and open up female 1, so that we can avoid getting errors for the different names. So just click on feet 1 and click on feet and rename it to feet 1, and click on torso, rename it to torso 1. And compile that, and this way when we copy them over, they'll have the same names and we won't get the errors. Okay, although there are a few other things that we'll need to do, but for now we're good. I want you to come back to BP female 1, the duplicate you made where we renamed this. Now I want you to press Ctrl A. Just select anything in the event graph and press Ctrl A. Once you've pressed Ctrl A, I want you to come to this red set of nodes here. I want you to hold Control, okay, hold down Control and highlight that in order to deselect it. And do the same thing for event begin play. Highlight event begin play and I highlight event actor begin overlap, so that the only stuff that is left selected is actual nodes that we need to copy. Okay, make sure you do not copy event begin play. If you copy event begin play, you will be screwed. Okay, it will mess up your ALS blueprint and it will no longer be able to move. Okay, so yeah, copy all of this. Move to ALS, right click in an empty space. I think let's go a little bit far from this logic over here, although we are going to use a small part of this logic, but just move a little bit of a distance from there because I don't want it to overlap. Okay, I'll come to an empty space somewhere out here, right click and type paste, or press Ctrl V, and you will get this message: change face, change eyebrows, and the rest of these events. It's going to say some function inferences could not be resolved in the new context. How would you like to fix them? Leave it on do nothing. Just press confirm. Okay. We've got everything that we want here. So if we press compile, we're going to get an error. Okay, we won't get an error for the feet since we already renamed them. We won't get an error for the torso since we already renamed them. What was going to be happening is this was going to be named feet, and the variable in here was going to just be torso 1 or feet 1, which would have been a mismatch. Okay, but since we've renamed them, we're not going to get that mismatch, but we are going to get other errors. Okay, there where we say do nothing, that will give us an error when we compile. As you can see, we've got some errors. Okay, and another error we've got here is orc teeth, prop mesh, and prop mesh over here, because we forgot to copy these two. So let's copy those first before we start fixing the rest of these errors. Click on BP female anim, BP female 1, and find orc teeth and prop mesh. Okay, highlight those two. We were supposed to copy them. We just forgot to copy them. Highlight those two. Click on copy. Come back to ALS and under the face, right-click under the face and click on paste. Okay. If it doesn't paste under the face, then drag and drop them over to the face so that they're parented to the face. Okay. So now if we compile, we'll find that these bottom errors have gone away. Let's compile that. Okay, these bottom errors have gone away, and all we're left with is these unnamed custom events. So click on the first one. Right-click on that and click on Refresh Nodes. Do the same to the second one. Right-click on it, click on Refresh Nodes. Do the same to the third one. Right-click on that, click on Refresh Nodes. Click on the fourth one. Right-click on it, click on Refresh Nodes. Click on the fifth one. Right-click and click on Refresh Nodes. Click on this array. Let's compile this first of all. And for this array, the error says get all actors of class was pruned because its execution pin is not connected. Okay, don't worry about that. We are just fine. Okay, so everything is good to go. Okay, except for one thing, we need to get rid of this error. And in order to do that, what we were going to have here was event begin play. But we don't want to use event begin play in a child blueprint because our ALS Animan is a child blueprint. Okay, so what we're going to do instead is we're going to go to the event tick. You can do this any other way you want. Okay, this is just what I find to be the fastest, easiest way to do it. We're going to go to the event tick. Okay, and we're going to drag from the last. We're going to drag to the last one, from the last one, update held object animations. We're going to, this is going to look dirty at first, but we're going to connect that here, okay, which is going to get rid of our last error, okay. Let's refresh nodes on this one. I think we forgot to refresh nodes on it. Let's compile that. Yeah, we've compiled successfully, but now we're going to have a problem. If we click on play, everything's going to go crazy because everything's going to be firing with every tick, okay? I do not want to use event begin play. Event begin play only fires once. Event tick fires over and over again, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drag from, let me drag from this end. I'm going to drag from this end. And I'm going to type do once. What a do once node does is it only fires once. I can reset it, but it only fires once. Okay, and I only need it to fire once. So from completed, I'm going to disconnect there, and I'm going to hold Control and drag from the execution pin and connect it to do once. And under completed, I'm going to connect it over here. I'm going to compile that. So now my event tick is only going to fire once on the very first frame, and it is going to basically call all the functions of my blueprint nodes here. Okay. If you don't want to use that method, what you can do instead is you can create a custom event over here. Create a custom event, name it something like start. Okay, there's already a node called start, probably in the parent view blueprint of the AI logic, not the AI logic, but the character logic of our AOS character. So let me name it something else. Let me say start customization. Customization. And you could connect that there and find the parent class of this blueprint, which is AOS character BP, and you can call it from here. Okay. Start customization. I haven't compiled yet, so BP AOS Animan, compile that, and then go to the parent class, AOS base character, type start customization. Well, we will have to cast to AOS Animan character BP. Okay. So because it's complicated, I don't want to use that method. It's much easier to just do it the way I've showed you. But you can continue with that process. If you're good with blueprints, you will obviously be able to figure out what to do. But I'm not going to use that method. I'm just going to use this easy way out. Since we've connected a do once there, it's no longer going to fire over and over as an event tick. It's only going to happen once. Okay. So yeah, we're done here. Compile that. Save it. Yeah, we're done here. If there's anything else, there's this orc teeth here. Sorry, I've been talking a lot. There's this orc teeth here. If you double click on that, there's orc teeth 1 here. Okay, I don't want these to show. Okay, so I'll click on orc teeth 1. The problem is Unreal Engine is sometimes funny. It shows there's no skeletal mesh here. It says none, but there is a skeletal mesh here. Obviously, we can see it in the viewport. So I want to get rid of this. So I'm going to type teeth here. Okay, we don't really need to get rid of it. What we can do instead is, I wanted to get rid of it here, but it might cause a problem. So I've had a second thought. Instead, what we can do is we can type hidden and set it hidden in game. Okay, it's already set to hidden in game. Okay. We can also type visibility and set visibility to, or rather visible. Type visible, set visible to negative or false. And compile that so that we're not seeing it in the viewport. I don't want to be able to see that. Now I can still see that. Let's double click on it again and make sure we've got the right mesh here. So this is probably prop. Okay, yeah, it is prop mesh. So the teeth are not a prop. Click on prop mesh. The same issue, it's saying none. So this time around, we can just remove it. Okay, so set prop mesh to basically any mesh. Okay, the original prop mesh is the mask, so I'll just set it, type mask there and get SK mask. And then clear. So that it's actually none. I want it to be none. Okay, so that's gone. Okay. So save that, compile it, and my MetaHuman does not have body customization set up on it, so I'm just going to set up body customization for the body here. I'll double click on the body, okay, with the body highlighted. If you can't get it by double clicking, just click on the blueprint and find body under the details panel. Okay. Body, not body mesh, just body. That's the MetaHuman body. Body mesh is another thing. So search for the body by going under the skeletal mesh component and finding it. So finding content brother. Double click on it. And please do remember that I have already set up my customization system to work with my MetaHumans. Okay, I just haven't applied it to this particular body. I applied it to Kendra, my MetaHuman, under my MetaHumans folder. I applied it to Kendra, but I did not apply it to Natalia. So since I'm using Natalia here, I need to apply it here. So if you have watched the first few tutorials, you will know what I'm doing here. Search for post-process, and where it says F, tall, narrow, anim BP, I'm going to set this to anim BP body tool, so that I get my body customization there. And for the sake of time, I won't do it with the face, but with the face, it's the exact same process. If you watch the first few tutorials, you will also know what it is. So now if I click play, I basically do have my body customization blueprint working there, but I do not have my body customization itself working yet. Okay. That's the reason why I'm now getting errors. Okay. So the next step is add the meta body tool, the meta face tool, and the meta styler tool to this level. Okay, so that all the tools are now communicating with our meta human customization system. So click on meta body tool, hold control, click on meta face tool, while holding control, click on meta styler, and just filter out blueprint class. Okay, if you don't know where that's found, right click in an empty space next to your search bar and check blueprint class. Set it to true. Don't worry about everything else I've got over here. Just set blueprint class to true. And make sure the filter is on so that you can see every blueprint that is within these three folders. Okay. Click on BP gender changer, click on BP meta body tool, click on BP meta face tool, and click on BP meta styler. Highlight all of them, drag them into the level, and basically we are now set up to use these tools together with the ALS blueprint. Okay. If you don't know where those are found, if you can't see them using this method, just click on meta body tool with the highlight there. If you don't have the highlights, just open up the blueprints folder. You will find the blueprints in there. Okay, do the same for all the other folders, the meta face tool, blueprints, so on and so forth. Okay, but if you've gotten this far, I'm sure you're good to go. So let's take one last step. Let's open up our ALS Animan character BP one more time. Scroll down to LOD sync. Set number of LODs from 8, it should be 8. Set it to 1. Set forced LODs to 1. So yeah, just press play, and you won't get any compile errors on your side. So as you can see, my customization system is now working. I'll just show some of the system isn't 100% fully set up, so I'm only going to show a few of the things here. But everything is 100% working. So let's go to our clothing. I'll just remove the clothing there, so I can show you the tattoos first of all. So our tattoos are working. Our skin customization should be working there as well. I haven't set it up for the head, but just so you can see that it's working there, it's working. Body customization I've already set up, so we can customize our character's body. Give her big feet there if we want. Modify our character's body. Bigger head. So everything on the body customization should be 100% running. I haven't connected the face customization yet, because to add it to this particular project will take me some time. So props should be working. So the eye color should also be working, I believe. Let me customize the eyes. As you can see, I can change the color of the eyes. And clothing should be 100% as well. Some of the other things that you may want to do, some of the other thing that you may want to do is, right now I cannot move without holding down the right-click button of my mouse. Okay, I can't move without holding down the right-click button of my mouse. So in order to fix that, I have to actually remove my customization menus. Okay, so you probably want to use the make a customization screen. If you're using version 1.1, pre-made customization screens are already included in this version, in version 1.1. So if you're using that, you can just grab the pre-made customization screens. If you're using the first version of the meta customization system, you will probably want to follow the customization screen tutorial. You can find it on my YouTube channel. But once you're done customizing your character, you will not want to be able to see like all those options, because you want to be able to control your character properly. Okay, so you should probably make a button to bring them up or hide them if you want them to be available at any time. But if you want to remove them completely, like in most games that feature character customization, you only get to customize your character's major features at the beginning of the game. And what you can do next is you can click on the BP Meta Body tool. In the search panel here in the outliner, just type Meta. Click on the BP Meta Body tool and hide menus in play. If you highlight that, you won't be able to see the menus anymore. And highlight that on the Meta Face tool as well, so that you won't be able to see the menus. Do the same thing for the Meta Styler. Hide menus in play. Turn those on. Okay, so hide menus in play on Meta Face tool. Set it to true. Hide menus in play in the Meta Body tool. Set that to true. Okay. Save that, click on play. We won't have our menus anymore. But we still cannot move without holding down the right-click button. Okay, so we need to now fix that, because if you see me, I'm moving my mouse, but I'm not turning my camera unless I hold down the right-click button. Okay, so let's fix all of that. The next thing we want to do is we want to go into the level blueprint. You can do it on another blueprint if you want. You could do it in the ALS blueprint. You could do it in the meta customization tool blueprints. I usually prefer to do it in the level. Just open the level blueprints. Okay, click on open level blueprint there. From event begin play, just drag from there and type set mouse cursor, set mouse, click on context sensitivity, make it false, set mouse cursor, and click on that. Not set mouse cursor widget, type set mouse cursor again, set mouse cursor, just set show mouse cursor, click on that, and leave it on false. Get controller, okay, from the target. So drag from target, click on context sensitivity, set type that to player controller. Press enter. Okay, and after that, set game mode. Set input mode game only. Connect that to the player controller as well. And we will add a little delay over here, because this is going to take place after the mouse is enabled, because we want to disable it again. We could just do it through the blueprints that enable the mouse, which are which are these ones over here. Basically, you just bypass enable mouse. But if we do that, it will affect every single level that we do it on. So we'll just temporarily do it over here as just a quick way to get that working. So now, whether I'm holding down the right-click button or not, I am able to move my camera. I don't know what new shaders I'm compiling there. It says it's prepare shaders. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's all working. If you do not want to use this method of adding a delay and all the rest of that, you can easily do that by just simply disabling the mouse cursor within the customization blueprints. We've got 3 customization blueprints here. That's the body tool, face tool, and the styler. So you can open all those up by clicking on the edit in BP buttons there. So all 3 are open here. So for example, if I type mouse in the search bar of my meta body tool, there's something called show mouse cursor here. Okay, so if I were to bypass this, the mouse cursor would never come up at all, and input for that tool would not be enabled. This is so that you can be able to choose the customization buttons and sliders and rotate the camera on the customization screen. So keep in mind that if you bypass input and show mouse cursor on the customization screen, you will no longer be able to rotate your cameras or select the customization buttons. Same goes for this one here. This is the meta styler. There's a show mouse cursor there. If we bypass it, we won't be able to see the mouse. This one is not necessary. This is for the fantasy blueprints and stuff like that. So we don't need to do on this one. We just jump to the second one. Yeah, this one is fine. Okay, so in the BP meta styler, we don't really need to do anything. Anything that's connected actually removes the mouse cursor. Let's jump to the meta face tool. Let's type mouse there. Show mouse cursor. Here is connected. Now we can skip it from here if we want to. Basically, we just hold control and grab all those and jump straight to add viewport. And this one does not matter because it disables it. So now, even if I do not have this connected, I do believe, yeah, I've disconnected this, show mouse cursor and set input to game only. If I click on play, I now have full control of my character, but I will no longer be able to control my mouse cursor when the customization screen comes up. So that's the reason why I've used this. So you could go into those blueprints, set up some other way to remove the mouse cursor if you do not want to use this method. But this method is preferable for me. If you don't want to use delays, you can use a different method. Okay, so that's it. Basically, our MetaHuman is now fully set up to work with our MetaHuman is fully set up to work with ALS. Well, not fully set up because I haven't set up the facial customization and some of the other things. So this is the reason why I recommend you go through all the meta customization tutorials so that you have everything completely set up first of all. But it would be a long process for me to fully set it up for this particular project. So I'm not going to do that. You do that in advance. Watch all the tutorials. Here are the tutorials. I will show them to you. if you go to my YouTube channel, under videos, you will be able to find all the meta customization tutorials. Starting from the first one, which is overview. There's no tutorial in the overview, so you can skip that if you've already watched it. There's some useful information, just tells you everything about the tool, but you can start from body customization, face customization. If you're using the light edition, you watch this face customization tutorial instead of this one. And from there, you move on to set up the meta styler with part 1 and part 2. And basically that's it. So you just watch the first 4 parts to set up your MetaHuman fully with the meta customization system. And from there, you can begin with this process that we just completed here of setting up the MetaHuman to work with ALS. And thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video.